Hello. So a package came in for me last week, which means one, it's either something I missed in past lines, or two,
Japanese. Yeah, it's definitely Japanese.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about hunting and wanting to import a figure from Japan that's just really appealing to some people. I know a lot of it had to do with the exclusivity of it over there, because I guarantee you, most people would want a Victory Leo or Star Saber over freaking Carnivac. And I know a lot of it has to do with most of them being more delicate than others, like, say, Black Zarak here. I mean, even I was pretty skeptical about how hard or easy it was to obtain a Japanese figure. I was even uncertain most of them didn't exist anymore. That is until Thew Adams posted his Damn It Open video and had every single one of them unboxed with Toifu for their charity table at TF Nation.
while I was crapping myself with amazement, it gave me a little bit of hope that I'd be able to find one of these things. Then I saw some prices.
Alright, that's fine. Let's just look for another one.
So at that point, I was pretty sure I was not getting my hands on anything Japanese G1.
Fortunately, newer Japanese series would be much more in my grasp.
This is my first Beast Wars Neo review, and we're going to start with something big. That being Big Convoy.
Now we're going to start in Beast mode, and as you can see, giant brown mammoth.
No Ice Age jokes.
Yep, he kind of looks like Manny from Ice Age, but no jokes. Yeah, this thing looks great in mammoth mode. I mean, the brown comes out really well, and you can see all this little detailing of the fur just going down on the body. And, of course, you can see the little what do we call these? I'm not really an animal expert. I guess feet, but I don't know if you'd call them paws, because they're not really paws on mammoths or elephants, are they? You just look around, it's pretty clean overall, except you can kind of see where it's broken up a little bit. I tried my best to seal that back up, but it's just not quite wanting to go. You tab that back in right there. There we go. But yeah, it's not really quite wanting to fit together all the way, but that's just transformation problems on my part. But no beast mode is ever too clean. As you go to the back part of him right here, you can see there's some robot mode stuff in there. Which, I mean, you can't really prevent that. It's going to happen on most beast formers. Now, since this is a Japanese toy, I did want to kind of look at the packaging for a second. It is pretty unique. I mean, I assume that says Beast Wars Neo. I can't read a lot of it. I know that does say Transformers, though. I'm not that stupid. I assume this says Big Convoy as well. And then, of course, you've got the newer logo because it is the Encore version, which it means mainly that it's more animation accurate. There's some pictures of the robot mode and the beast mode as well. And then there's a little scene, kind of like the G1 boxes of all the characters flying around and shooting lasers at each other, of course. And you got the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful window boxes.
Really takes you back to a time of a bygone era. About 1 year ago. Hey, no montaging on my show.
I do know in Beast Wars Neo that Big Convoy is the leader. He's got his own little team of Maximals, separate from Lio, Convoy, and Optimus Primal in Beast Wars and Beast Wars 2nd. And as far as I know, he's the only character so far in the Transformers canon to permanently put down a version of Unicron. Because Optimus in the Unicron trilogy
didn't technically pull it off. Prime didn't really do anything either because he trapped him inside of the Allspark thing. And of course, the movies have still yet to be resolved. And Hot Rod didn't even really destroy Unicron either. He was still a floating head. And that technically is still the G1 incarnation of Unicron. So Lyle Convoy and Big Convoy finished the job. Now, this is not the only release of the Encore version. There was the other one with the Matrix Buster that connected to him, and that was what he actually used to destroy Unicron, but that was like another $100. So I just decided to stick with the base re-release. Now, of course, this being a pretty panel-y beast mode, it can't really do a whole lot. I mean, the leg articulation is just non-existent, but of course he can move his tail, but I don't know how much he'd want to use that. And yeah, that's about it for articulation, except for one. I guess you'd count this. His snout does move up, and I don't know how realistic this is, but the tusks do move as well. But I don't know that an actual mammoth would do that, so I guess we'll just give it some creative room, I guess. And that just about wraps up the beast.
I'm starting to think I might be forgetting something. Oh no. Please don't make me. I don't want to. No. Please. Alright, fine. Ugh. Alright, for the sake of me not having a guilty conscience, I'm going to show you this stupid attack mode. Here we go. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do, actually, is just start untabbing everything. Well, up here anyway. You pull these apart, and then what we're going to do is pull the back flap off, and then should be able to pick up the... Come on out of there. There we go, and it should just lift up like so. And then this just spins all the way around. And then you set that back down. And let's just mosey on in there. And then you just position these however, I suppose. There we go. And then just fold that down, and there you have this stupid attack mode. And I know most beast formers after Transmetal were required by law to have a third mode of some kind. But when the hell is this in any way practical? Might as well just transform and fight the enemy at that point. I mean, this isn't even the dumbest one in the line. What did I say about montages? Okay. It's all better. We'll just go from here to robot mode. Now we get to robot mode, and this is quite honestly my favorite look of any Beast Wars figure in robot mode I've ever seen. And that includes every masterpiece. Yeah, I said it. This thing is just so well painted and so well detailed. I mean, looking at the head,
This is one of the best head sculpts I've ever seen on any Prime. Period. It's not quite Optimus. It's closer, a little bit closer to Nova Prime in some aspects, but this is one awesome Prime head sculpt. And of course, down here you've got the Maximal symbol right there with 3. Honestly, looks like it's bolted on there, like he got promoted and then had to bolt it on or something. But that's beside the point. The arms are well detailed as well. You can actually see like there's some kind of technological like style muscle tissue in there. Like there's some like hoses and such in where the bicep is here, and then down here you've got some like wire tendons there as well, all around actually, and even I think that detail actually carries over behind the kibble there as well. And then the hands are also well detailed. All 5 fingers are able to be seen in there. You go down to the legs, you've got lots of nice detail in there as well. A lot of the wiring and hoses that I was talking about on the arms are. And of course, you've got some tendon style pistons in here that also work really well. And then the feet are also really well detailed. So it's a very nicely detailed and painted robot mode. Of course, you've got a lot of details that you didn't see in the Beast mode, of course. I mean, you've got reds and whites and yellows, surprisingly. And then the head crest and the head, blue, white, and gray. And then we go to the back here. You've got very little backpack at all. I mean, you've got this thing here, but that's just part of the transformation itself. And then you've got these ears here, but you could just fold them this way to cover the eyes, or you could fold them up this way. And that's my preferred place, considering there's some gaps in there that I like to fill with that. But overall, it's a great looking robot mode. Now, in terms of accessories, we've got actually these 2 missiles that look like they came off of Beast Wars Megatron, which I'm not actually sure that they're the same component, but they might actually be. So what you want to do, you want to flip these over, and then I got to make sure these are the right ones to go in the right spot here. You just slide these in. Actually, I think that's, yeah, it's the wrong way around. You just slide that in there, and then there's the trigger appears. It's actually disguised until you put it in there, and then woo, there's a firing missile. I mean, it's not like you guys have seen 50 bajillion times already. Of course, there's the missile pods up top right here on the shoulders. That's always nice. Now, in the arms, we can arm him a little more, and there is some attack maces that you can clip into his hand right here. If you can just put it in there a little bit. And there you go. So now he's got attack maces to beat the hell out of you with. Now you're probably wondering, Gannon, where's all the mammoth kibble? Where's the trunk? Where's the top piece that formed the attack mode? Well, I yanked it off during transformation, and this is what's left of it. After messing around with it, you get this big old gun, which kind of becomes redundant when the Matrix Buster comes out, but either way, you pull these in. I need to bring them back. There we go. That one was untabbed again. And just take this handle that you fold out and just position the kibble as however, and just peg it into his fist, and now he's got a big rifle made of mammoth kibble. Yeah, makes him incredibly top heavy though. I gotta say, I would most definitely take the Matrix Buster over this any day, despite the price, because this honestly does look a little bit silly. But you can store it on his back. You see, you just unplug that again. I'm going to go ahead and fold that up. And then there's that little red spot. And you just pull this out again. And you just tab it on in there. That's really all you do. Just like you were in vehicle mode. And now he just looks slightly ridiculous with a trunk sticking out of the top of his back. And he can't stand. Now the last thing, and the coolest part about this figure, in my opinion, is this. Yeah, you see that in there? That's a Matrix Annex. As far as I know, this is the first figure to ever have a Matrix Annex that opens up and has a removable Matrix inside. I mean, that's incredible. At the time this thing came out, that blew people's minds. And it still blows my mind to this day that it took them, honestly, this long in America to get that into a Transformer. And he can hold it with both hands. Well. Very well. Look at you. Getting put down again by a toy that's over 20 years older than you. Now you'd think with this figure having so much paneling and being a little bit kibbly that it wouldn't be able to pose very well. But that could not be further from the truth. In terms of articulation, this figure's got 360 degrees up the neck. I think it's on a ball joint. It's a very odd place ball joint. And then you can move around the tusks and the kibble back here on a ball joint. His arm is on a ball joint. If you take off the kibble, he can move all the way around. And then he's got another ball joint. Oops. Well, you can use that, of course. I don't know if you'd call that a shoulder hinge. I don't know what you'd call that. But this ball joint can go all the way around, and then the wrist can tilt forward. But there's no wrist swivel at all, which is surprising to me. The waist can go all the way around. It's swivel there. And then you can spread them all the way out. Kick to the side, kick forward, and kick back really well. And then the knee as well. Knee's kind of double jointed there. And then the feet have plenty of movement. Ankle play, whatever you want. There's plenty to go around. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good articulation. Let's do some size comparisons. Here's next to 2007's Beater Bumblebee, Masterpiece Cheetor, and Generation 2 Sideswipe. I must say, getting this guy into a good pose is not hard at all. Just about any pose you put this guy in, he's going to look amazing. Plus, you get the accessories in on the act, and it's going to be a fun time. You can achieve plenty of poses with the stuff they give you. You can even flip around the mammoth feet on the sides of his legs to get some leg-mounted guns. So the features just don't end with this guy. And if you're feeling saucy, you can give him a Cybertronian mode. I gotta say, with this being my first Beast Wars Neo figure, what a way to start that part of my collection. I got this thing for $70, being the Encore version, without the Matrix Buster, and I cannot recommend him enough. If you are a Beast Wars fan, I highly suggest you pick this one up. And if you can get the Matrix Buster one for a fair price, say maybe $100 instead of $170, I would go for it. Or if not, you can just go pick up a third-party add-on. I think there's been one made for him. So I would definitely go pick that up if you have this version. Or if you're looking to just pick this version up, go get that third-party add-on with it. Overall, I am very pleased with this figure, and this is my official favorite Beast Wars figure that I own. Oh, quit your crying back there. This has been the Treebot. Thanks for watching.